Good morning. Welcome back to my backyard. I guess welcome back. I don't think you've ever seen this perspective of my beautiful backyard because usually we're out front because that's where the garden is. I'm Suze. Welcome to my homestead. I was having a really hard time wrapping my head around things because my compost that I've been waiting a month and a half for fell through. So I wasn't able to get that on the weekend, and that absolutely drives me insane. So I had a really hard time seeing, I could only see the things I couldn't do without my compost. So I've taken a really hard look at me, I guess. I still have a to-do list of things that need to get done, whether I have compost or not. So the first thing we have to do is move this table against the house, because we had our last frost last night, or last hard frost last night. We might still have little ones, but according to I have two apps that I look at for weather. One shows a 10-day and one shows a 30-day. So the 10-day shows we're in and around the 10-degree mark, which is about 50 at night. And we're around the 15-degree, which is 60 degrees during the day, up and downs and things. So, not looking like any sort of frost is going to happen, which is great. So we can start hardening off our seedlings to get them out in the garden this week as well. So, this is going to be kind of like a hummingbird day because I have lots of things to do on my to-do list. We'll see what happens. I used to call these hummingbird days flit around days, but Jess over at Roots and Refuge actually put a hummingbird day, the hummingbird thought into my head, and it made so much more sense because that is basically what flitting around is. So let's get started. Let's see how far we get. The hair has to go up because this is already driving me insane. And we'll go from there. My only concern, the thing in the way over there is an electric fireplace, and it's heavy. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to move it. Guess we'll find out. So basically all I want to do is move this around the corner. Hopefully I can do it. That's lighter than I thought. Cool. The unevenness of my deck is a bit of a problem. There's a wasp on it, moving away. That's job one that I've been putting off. That's really cool. That was nice and easy. Let's see what else we can get up to. Okay, I grabbed some fertilizer. When I was outside with my kids this morning before the bus, because they love to come outside and play every morning before school, now that it's nice and they can, I was looking at all the weeds in my dirt pile and found catnip. So we're going to transplant that. And because it's doing so well in the really bad soil, we're just going to use one of the really bad soil buckets. So I did grab some fertilizer so it can have that. Let me put you down. So here is my catnip. I had no idea it was here. Don't know where it came from, but I'm not sad about it. My cat loves it, and from what I've read, medicinally, it does the exact opposite of what it does to cats. Cats, it hypes them up and kind of, you know, makes them happy, and in humans, it's supposed to relax and kind of like chamomile in a way. So let's get that dug up and put in a planter so we can keep it. I mean, it's not going anywhere. It's a type of mint, but, you know. It's definitely a second-year plant. How did I not notice this last year? Oh, I'm angry at myself now. Oh, worm. Oh, fertilizer. That's why I brought it out. Okay, so we need to give this a good water and a label, but let's get some other things done first, because I also have to water my carrots. Because they're not up yet, so they need to stay moist. Damp, and they're not. Another job checked off the list. Those were heavier than I thought. So before it was lighter than I thought, these are heavier. Whew. Ow. Realized this one needs to go over there, and then there's one over here that needs to go there. There are also some really nice worms underneath that I picked up and buried in the beds. Hence the gloves. Because, no. That's better. Looks like I can get 7 containers of these specific containers in front of each bed, which is really cool. It's like adding an extra couple square feet to each bed, which I love. So we're gonna do that. this is going to get mulched up to be used as mulch in my garden, because it's free. As you can see, I have a very, like, look around, I have a very heavily treed property. So I have tons of leaves for free almost all the time. So we're gonna mulch that up, not today, and get it used as mulch. I am so excited. Part of the problem is this is a gravel driveway to begin with, so getting everything off is never going to happen, and I don't think I'm even going to try. The majority of it, great. All of it, not likely. I know you're running out of battery. I know. Don't worry, we're almost done. So I'm going to sign off in front of my lilac bush because I love my lilac bush and I can't wait for it to bloom. That was like 75% of my I've been putting it off to-do list, and that doesn't even include the catmint. So the only thing I have left to do is water, because my carrots are looking dry, and that catmint or catnip needs water pretty badly. So I'm going to do that and then enjoy probably a nice tea on the porch. Thanks for hanging out with me. Thank you for motivating me to do my put off list. It's not what I wanted to do with you today. But maybe we'll get to that soon. So I hope you have a wonderful day. Thanks for being here. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.